Hi everyone, this is Paul Cotting. I'm the product manager of SmartSense, and today we're going to walk through what's new in SmartSense 1.2.1. SmartSense is composed of two main components. The first being those components that you deploy on your cluster to collect, encrypt, and anonymize configuration metrics and logs, and ship those to the other SmartSense component, which is deployed at Hortonworks, that analyzes that secured information and provides specific recommendations and analysis. The goal being to help you resolve cases faster and allow us to proactively identify issues and get ahead of those issues by providing you recommendations to avoid them from happening. So now we're going to talk about what's new in 1.2.1. First, Ambari 2.2 now includes SmartSense, so it's just an option that you choose either during initial cluster deployment or post-install. Second, we have a new component called the SmartSense Gateway. This gateway allows customers with complex network environments to easily and centrally upload bundles from each of the individual SmartSense deployments within their network. The third, we have over 250 new rules. This is a 4x improvement in rules from our initial release, and this has allowed us to cover both more components and more ground within those components, allowing deeper and more tailor-fit recommendations. Now we'll take a look at the architecture of SmartSense. So this is a typical 6-node Ambari managed cluster. SmartSense has a server component, which is usually deployed with the Ambari server, as well as agents that are deployed automatically to every node in the cluster. Those agents capture information, send it back to the server, which creates an encrypted and anonymized bundle. That bundle ends up going to our landing zone. How the bundle gets there is with the gateway. The gateway can be deployed anywhere in your network infrastructure and shared by multiple SmartSense environments that allows bundles to be securely transmitted from the SmartSense server itself to the landing zone. Once data is received, we analyze it and produce recommendations that are available via our Hortonworks support portal. So now let's take a look at how this installation experience looks with Ambari 2.2. We're going to go ahead and deploy a brand new cluster. We're going to call it SmartSense Demo. We'll use the HTTP 2.3 stack as that's the latest and greatest. And now we'll just add the hosts to the cluster. In my case, I have 4 hosts that I'd like to get added to this cluster, and I've already registered the individual agents so we can skip the agent bootstrapping process. So once our agents are registered, we can go ahead and pick which specific components we would like to deploy to this cluster. This is just going to be a small demo cluster, so I'm going to go ahead and just choose some core services like HDFS, Yarn, Zookeeper. We'll include Ambari metrics so that we can get some nice metrics readouts within the dashboard. And we'll choose SmartSense and Spark. We're going to go ahead and use Ambari's recommendations to deploy those specific services to the master machines. And then we're going to go ahead and just choose to have a couple data node and node manager processes. So now it comes to actually configuring SmartSense. In this case, we need 3 pieces of information: my account name, my SmartSense ID, which is available via the Tools tab in the support portal, which we'll take a look at in a sec, as well as a notification email. We use this notification email to let you know when we've received bundles and they're ready for your review of our recommendations. So where we get this specific SmartSense ID is on the Hortonworks support portal. So if you go ahead and log in, you'll see that we have 2 new tabs as part of the support portal. We have the Tools tab and the SmartSense tab. We're going to go ahead and click on the Tools tab where we can see our SmartSense ID. In my case, my SmartSense ID has already been generated and it's available here. As you can see, I'll just highlight it: SmartSense ID and account name. So those are 2 of the 3 pieces of information that you need to get started with SmartSense. So we're going to go ahead and hit next, and this is going to start our cluster deployment. So we're going to go ahead and fast forward a little bit until our cluster has been successfully installed. Go ahead and click on complete. So at this point we have a fully functional cluster with our core services. SmartSense is also installed. We can go ahead and click on the configs tab, and you can see that in this case my SmartSense view isn't deployed yet. In order to get that SmartSense view deployed, I just need to restart the Ambari server so it picks up all the new views that have been deployed. And once the Ambari server has been restarted, we can go ahead and log in and take a look at the SmartSense service. In the upper right hand corner in the Views menu, we'll now see the SmartSense view. So once we're in that view, we have multiple options for how to capture information. Support case troubleshooting, which allows me to pick specific services I'm having issues with, and I can select the individual hosts or all hosts in that specific cluster. This is when we're working with support on troubleshooting an issue. For SmartSense analysis, this is just capturing a bundle for us to give you recommendations. So I went ahead and started the capture process. This process is pretty fast, usually it takes just a couple minutes. And once it's done, I can download that bundle either as an encrypted or unencrypted bundle. We do this so that you're able to review the contents of that bundle with your security department. How that bundle gets uploaded to us is via the gateway. So in this case, I need to get the gateway installed. The gateway allows us to centralize how data leaves SmartSense on-prem and goes into our landing zone in the cloud. So I'm going to go ahead and go to our documentation where we have a diagram showing that you can have one gateway or multiple gateways, and we can go ahead and use the documentation to get things installed. Conveniently, the gateway is automatically installed in the same host as the SmartSense server. To configure it, we can just go ahead and edit its configuration file, which is available in etc hstconf. And there's a couple things we have to do. Specifically, first, we need to make sure it understands where the JDK home is, and also needs to know how to talk to our environment. The username, password, host, and port are available in this knowledge base article. I'm going to go ahead and pre-configure my gateway behind the scenes. So it's configured. And now what we need to do is get it started. So we're going to go ahead and use HST gateway start to start up the gateway. So I'm going to go ahead and enable automatic bundle upload and specify the host where the gateway is running. So now that I've saved my configuration, I need to restart the SmartSense components to take advantage of that new configuration. And once those components are started, I can go ahead and start using the gateway. We're going to go back to the SmartSense view. I'm going to upload a bundle. By clicking on upload, that starts the upload process. You can see uploading to Hortonworks. Once it's successfully uploaded, you'll be able to see that as a status. And now I can capture a new bundle. In this case, I'm going to work with support on solving an HDFS issue that I have. So I'm going to choose HDFS, specify my case number, and hit capture. That capture process will get started. It's going to capture information for HDFS on every node in the cluster. In my case, I've shut down one of my nodes so that you can see it's unreported in one node. For a lot of our customers with really large clusters, we want to be able to still capture an entire bundle, even if we have a couple straggler hosts. So that capture is completed. It was automatically uploaded. Now we can go ahead and go to the support portal and take a look at what recommendations have been produced. So in this case, I can see a list of recommendations based on priority, type, and service. If I click on one of those recommendations, we can see which specific hosts are affected, which recommendation do we have, and maybe which specific configuration I might need to change. If I go ahead and do that change, make that change on my cluster, I can then let Hortonworks know how useful it was, right? Was it really helpful? Do I want to leave some comments as far as how helpful it was to me? Or if it's something that, for whatever reason, you don't think it's applicable, you can let us know why. We use this feedback to improve our future recommendations. Or for a lot of customers, they might be in a change freeze. They can't do it now, but they'll do it later. They can go ahead and defer that recommendation. Once you click on Resolve, you'll be able to see that recommendation move to a different section within this list of recommendations. In this case, since I've deferred that recommendation, it'll be available in the deferred recommendations list. If after the freeze, I want to go back and resolve it, say, hey, freeze is over, this worked really well for me, I can click on Resolve and then let us know how well things went. And that is the kind of the full circle install to recommendations when it comes to SmartSense. I look forward to you guys using SmartSense and giving us feedback. Take care.